Toastmaster NISHANT.
How many of you have a nephew or a niece? Okay, great. So this 10th of February, it was first birthday of my niece, Nitya. So I went to my sister's home, and while I was, after celebrating the birthday, I was having dinner with her family. So my sister's father-in-law, I call him Mr. O, and I'll tell you why. So his name is Pradeep, Mr. Pradeep. So like all great people, whenever you get to talk to them and while you are eating with them, they have this insightful conversation. So I sat with him and he asked me, Nishant, can you please tell me, is there any problem that you are personally facing and you would like to solve? So I said, yeah, maybe I think I need to be I need to become more disciplined, and I have to make sure that I follow all the things that I've made a to-do list of. So he said, okay, that's great. So do you have any idea how it can be solved? So at that point of time, I was silent for a couple of seconds, and then I reflected upon some ideas that I've read previously, and like what Nivedita said, that if you want to do something, make sure you put a reminder or an alarm, and actually that comes under the category of prompt. So the reason we pick our phones because someone is calling us, and there is a prompt, that bell, it's a prompt. The reason we eat because our stomach tells our nervous system that, hey, I'm feeling hungry, I want to eat something like something chocolatey. This is also a prompt. The reason we feel to watch TV or any other activity that we do, it's basically because of a prompt. So I said, yes, I want to solve a problem of building discipline, getting up early in the morning. So he said, what do you think in this current age and in this time, what we can do? What do you think by using technology? I said that I've heard about certain programs, what they do is, and I've also attended a couple of those programs. So he said, what we can do is, I suggested him, what I can do is that we can create a community like similar to some online programs that will be more like, they'll be prompting us that, hey, they'll be calling us before the program, like our VP Education Associate, Varun, make sure that, you are reaching on in time, you have whether or not you have prepared a speech. So this kind of a system. So that point in time, I noticed that he was following the I of communication style, which is initiating. He was initiating a conversation, and after that he went to S mode. He was supportive. S stands for supportive communication style. Then he asked me, so can you please pick up pen and paper and give me an idea like how much will be the expenses, what softwares do we need to buy, and what do you think, what systems that we can create, so in order to make sure that this idea materializes. So at that time he was following A stands for analytical. So he was following the analytical leadership style, and at last, after having approximately a 1 hour conversation, he asked me to point out 3 things. So I noted down that he asked me to narrow it down to 3 things that I'm going to do tomorrow. I noted down those 3 action steps, and after that he asked me, which one step do you think you will definitely do tomorrow, and you will make sure that you will give me a call and you will tell me that, hey, I have done this thing. So he had narrowed down those 3 steps into single steps. So I talked about 4 terms: I, S, A, and D. These are the 4 leadership styles that are basically these are 4 basically communication styles. So I stands for initiating, S stands for supportive communication style, D stands for direct communication style, and A stands for analytical communication style. So my project is level 2 project 2. So in this project, I am assigned to make sure that I discover my communication style out of these 4, and make sure that I need to identify out of these 4 communication style which one is my primary style. And the reason for doing that is to make sure that I play according to my strengths, because we all have certain primary style that we follow while we are communicating with others. So once you identify that communication style, this communication style will help you in making sure that you enhance your capabilities by adjusting your communication style and making sure you also learn more about these things. So this was something I took out of that conversation, that every person who is very well read or who has gained a great amount of experience, they always have this ability that they all follow all these 4 communication style. So I started with my speech title, which was Mr. O. So what I noticed in him, that he was objective, observant. He was omniscient in a lot of sense, because every time I meet him, I learn something. And he's also very open-minded. So I would encourage you all to make sure that you guys take an inventory of your qualities and identify out of these 4 communication style which is your primary style of communication. Thank you so much.